Hello guys, Dan Hendriksen here. Welcome back to the channel. I have a real golf video for you today. We had a situation at Wallasey Golf Club where we were playing a match, myself and Alex Evans against my brother and Lester. And I had a shot where I used a 3-wood from just off the edge of the green on the par 5 on the back 9 there. And I ran it up on top of the shelf where the pin was situated and managed to hole the putt to win the hole and get back into the game. Now, I wanted to show you this video now and then talk about what was happening at that moment in time and why I went to use the 3-wood to hit that shot. Don't forget, if you like what you're seeing from these real golf videos, hit that subscribe button. But for now, let's see that video at Wallasey Golf Club.
That little greeny patch here in the middle and then roll up from there?
Yeah, I mean, you've either got to, I wouldn't bump it too short. If you're going to bump it, you've got to bump it high up.
Well, I was going to hit like a 3-wood up or chuck it up there. But I'm not stopping anything from there, am I?
No, that's just where I think you either like crown a little, what have you got, like 52 into that bank or run it up, whatever you're more comfortable with. You could even putt it.
You could actually putt it, couldn't you? I don't think I've got enough pace in my putter to get it up there.
I like this shot. Have you practiced this shot recently?
Yeah, I do it a lot, you know.
Yeah. Okay.
Really? No.
I practiced this once when I was 12. Come on, that's pretty good that though.
Steady, steady,
That's
steady.
very good.
Break it right.
Very good, steady.
Wow. Not too bad.
Nearly, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yes! Yes!
Good birdie.
Yes,
Did
Dan.
you see that little step in
Inside
there?
left, was it?
Well done.
Inside left,
Thank
step
3
it in.
points.
Yes,
There you
we're
go.
back. Come on, Yanks.
So I can hear some of you saying right now, why did you actually use a 3-wood? And if you think about what Alex said there is, you know, Dan, do you actually practice that shot? And he was kind of laughing because I pulled the 3-wood out and he's like, well, if you don't really practice it, why would you use it? Well, it's a shot that I've played over the years. So as a kid, playing around greens, I would always pick out a 5-wood or a 3-wood or even a hybrid to have a little sort of bump and run. I think it was Tiger Woods that started using that shot in the early 2000s that kind of got a lot of us youngsters into playing that shot around the greens. Now, I've picked a shot here and we're out on the Willows course here at Ashbury, and a big thank you to Ashbury for allowing us to come out here to play today. But we've got a shot here where I'm coming from a down position and I'm going to work up the slope to a pin which is pretty much, well, it's quite a tight pin. And it's kind of as close as I can get to the situation I had there at Wallasey Golf Club. Obviously very different in the fact that Wallasey is a links course and this is very much a parkland style golf course. So very, very different ground conditions, and we'll talk about that as we go on through. But that shot there, you could have used a number of different clubs, and there was a reason in the end of why I used that 3-wood. Now, option 1 there was to use the wedge. I could have used my most lofted wedge, thrown it up to the top shelf and maybe got it to spin. And if you think about the lie that I had on that shot, it was a really, really tight lie. So if there was ever a situation where you could generate lots of spin, it was off that lie. Now, we're going to talk about the emotions of what I was kind of feeling at that time. On an upslope, really, really tight position, sandy position underneath as well. I had to execute that shot absolutely perfectly with my most lofted club to get it, to throw it up to the top shelf and then spin it and stop it. Now, it's the sort of shot that you would see on TV and the sort of shot that lots of tour players would play because they are emotionally in a position where they can deal with that shot. At that time, and you won't see it on camera, but I wasn't feeling overly confident and I wasn't sharing that information to the camera, but I wasn't feeling confident at that moment in time, at that point in the match. And emotions are hard to explain sometimes, but I'd lost confidence in a few of my chip shots that particular day. Didn't feel like I had any control of it whatsoever. And to play that shot off such a tight lie in that situation, I had to be so precise that I was so concerned about the club digging in and then almost like thinning the shot through the green or even chunking it into the bank, which I know there's a lot of you out there that would suffer that same situation. And experience is what gets you through that. only experience. Put me in that situation right here, right now. I can play this shot all day, every day. I've got a nice soft lie underneath here. I've got lots of grass to work with. I'm just getting my 58-degree wedge, opening the club face up and letting the club just slide up underneath, getting all the control that I want to play that shot. And that is something that you practice. What you don't practice a lot of the time, and certainly for someone like me who doesn't compete a great deal, is being in that environment when you're under pressure. And pressure is a very difficult thing to explain of what I was feeling right there and right then. If you'd have put me on a different day on that situation, on that golf course with a different event, I might have felt slightly different and I might have felt like I could play that shot. But at that moment in time, it wasn't the shot to go to. So the other option I had was the putter. And I could hear you down the lens. I could hear you saying, why wouldn't you putt that? Surely that's the best opportunity to get up and down is to putt it, because it's the club that we probably use the most. It's the most consistent that I am compared to, let's say, a 3-wood off that position. And you're right, but the situation there was that because I had lots of green to work with, or lots of the fringe to work with, I was a little bit concerned that I had to give the putter a good whack to get it up to the top. And even though I feel like I could have done it, as you can see, I have to give that putter a big swing in order to generate the ball speed to get it off the face and running up that slope. The other thing you got to think about is that there's not a lot of loft on this putter. There's about 3 degrees of loft on this particular putter. So getting that ball to get up on top of the grass and rolling is really, really difficult. It's hard to explain when you're not right here with me, but the facts are that when that ball gets going, you can hear it getting in and amongst the grass and it's getting caught up all the time. So you have to give it a good whack in order to get it to the top and then let it settle itself to then release out towards the hole, which is why I opted to use the 3-wood. And the reason I went for the 3-wood is because it's got a longer shaft, so I can generate a little bit of speed. It's got a little bit of loft on the club, and obviously it's a bigger club than what I'm getting from my putter. So I'm therefore generating just that little bit more ball speed off the club face with a little less effort. The other thing is obviously with the loft side of it, I can get the ball up on top of the grass and then rolling on top rather than it digging into the grass, slowing the ball down. So you'll see here, with very little effort, I can get that ball to skip along the grass, up the slope and onto the putting surface. So using a 3-wood for that extra little bit of loft, extra little bit of power can certainly help with your game. What I liked about that shot is at the time I had just that little bit more confidence that I was going to strike the ball a little bit better with the 3-wood than I was the wedge, and that's the reason why I went using the 3-wood. So the last thing I want to share with you is how I actually set up to play that shot. Now, what I'm trying to do with this 3-wood is I'm just gripping down the club just a fraction, so I'm getting down to the bottom of the grip. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I'm trying to come a little bit closer to the ball and get that club a little bit more upright. I want to feel like a putt. I need to get this to feel like I'm using my putter and using my putting technique. Now, you will notice that when I putt cross-handed. When I actually play this shot, I feel more comfortable and I feel a bit more control with gripping it like a traditional putting technique. So right hand below left hand, just that little finger, trigger finger down the grip a fraction as well. And just then getting my setup just like I would with my putter, just making sure that handle is a little bit higher. And then I stroke it just like a putter. My weight is about 50-50. And then I stroke the putter or the 3-wood back and through, trying to get that same action as what I would with my putter. So there's just a little something that might be able to help you with your game when you're out on the golf course. And remember, these videos are all about real golf. It's us playing golf and us trying to get around the golf course in the best way we possibly can. And we have to take into consideration that there are emotions involved with getting around the golf course. You feel it, I feel it, we're all no different. We all have these emotions that we have to deal with internally to get us around the golf course. And if a shot doesn't feel right to you, try and find another way of dealing with it. Don't forget, this channel is free to watch, so make sure you subscribe, push that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, and we'll see you all again very soon.